See, a lot of Indians I have seen into service, right? They are not into product. Facebook is not ours. YouTube is not ours. Any product you take, Indians don't have much product except that RTI, which is released new. Many Indian products has similar to YouTube or any other space has come and they have gone. So why products, not services? What made you? Why you decided to go into products, not services?
Yeah, so right in the beginning, we as founders decided that we will be a product company. Okay, for whatever reason. I mean, we definitely wanted to create something. Okay,
Okay.
which services actually is also creation because you're actually building something, but you're not building something for yourself, right? You're building something for somebody else. That's what services is, right? But we wanted to create something which we could showcase to the world. So when we built the first version of Clinion, we got a call from one large Hyderabad industrialist. I will not take the name, but they had a clinical trial software at that time
Oh,
in India. But they were not an Indian company; they were a US company, and he had bought this US company, and he was trying to bring the clinical trial software to India. And so he called us and he said, what will you do with Clinion? Clinion is going to, you can't sell it. Why don't you sell my product? Because there was nobody who knew about clinical trials and clinical research at that point of time. We were young, we were idealistic, and we said, no, we want to build our own product. And we walked away from his offer. Okay.
okay.
Now, good or bad, let that history will decide. But that's what happened way back then. Okay. And we continued on that journey to build products because we're always interested in trying to create something,
Okay.
auto scratch. Uh, hindsight, maybe it was a foolish mistake, but because building products is very hard.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think in India, one of the challenges in India is that the system, the university, the MBA does not equip you with what it takes to build a product. Okay, even now I think it's a challenge because a lot of people whom I see are building products today are people. A lot of them have actually come back
Yeah.
from the
Basically,
US.
India is just study and get a job, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean I think somewhere in the ecosystem it's also the what I'm trying to say is that building a product and we've done we have we have a services business also
Yeah.
and we've built a lot of products for others over the years, and the number one theme which I see across most of them is that they don't have enough money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, uh, you're hoping that your product will take off. Hope is not enough when you're in the product business. Okay, hope is not enough. You need money and you need marketing, and again for marketing you need money. So everything boils down to the ecosystem of, can you raise enough money to be able to actually realize your product and its potential. And in India the ecosystem does not support that at present. Okay, it's still a challenge despite the VCs, the angels, all of that we have. Correct. That is why we see a much bigger buzz around product development and new companies and all that today than it was even 10 years back. Okay, and essentially this system this ecosystem we're talking about, if it was there 20 years back, India would have been in a completely different place. But this ecosystem is available in the US and in other countries. It was available 50 years back, 60
Okay.
years back, right? And that is why they are there where they are today, even 100 years back, right? I mean, uh, in terms of financial markets, in terms of risk appetite, in terms of you know capable capacity to absorb risk, they are, I think, way ahead. That's one of the
Yeah.
main reasons why we are lagging behind.
Yeah. Entire US is risk based, right? Every person who went to US took risk and went there. So by in their DNA itself, they have the risk taking capacity in US.
I mean, who went to US in the sense I'm talking about people who are in the US.
Yeah.
Of course, a lot of Indians have gone to the US. They've been in service, and they have really done very well
Yeah.
in the service industry. I mean, there's so many Indians who are now CEOs of so many companies. In the same breath, the funny thing is that especially in the life sciences business, It's possible that Indians have a certain affinity for life science and healthcare, because in the life sciences business, there's a disproportionate number of Indians who have life sciences companies in the US, not in India, but in the US. So if you look at all the various products be in the EDC space, the IRT space, in the CTMS, the CEOs or the founders or the heads of those companies are all Indians.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
right. So it's quite funny, but it is, and they are doing pretty well. I mean, they are valued very highly, and they've got a lot of private equity investment. So
Not only Facebook, not only
yeah, I mean, they're
Google,
not maybe
even
that they're
in
not that size. I'm talking about in the life sciences space. I don't think you'll ever go to that size in our space in life sciences and healthcare.
yeah.
Okay, because you're talking about B2C versus B2B versus B2C. Okay, and you're talking about pure digital versus ours is a very people business. I mean, unless you interact with some person, you're not carrying out the end result. So be it clinical trials, be it healthcare, you have to deal with patients, and the throughput slows down because you have to actually interact with a human. Digital, it's not that. You can look at 100 people at one time, 1 million people at one time, 10 million, 10 billion at one time. So digital has that kind of capacity. Our industry doesn't have that, which is why we're never going to scale to that level. Correct? But it's a big industry, definitely.
But most of the US-based companies, healthcare and clinical related companies, are headed by Indians.
A lot of them are headed by
Ah.
Indians and founded by Indians.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Good to hear that.